Hello there, internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got another list of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today I feature anime deck number 2, as we're gonna take a look at Babaka, which is a deck built around Leona. I actually really like the new art for Leona, and I actually prefer, because her leveled up art is neat, but it's also a little bit more, you know, kind of like generic, if you guys understand what I'm saying, right? Even though there's not much generic when it comes to that huge ass shield that she's carrying, but it's kind of like a fantasy sort of like combat pose. We've seen this before, but Leona that's just chowing down on her greasy meal with with a massive shield on her, like she eats with a shield, and I really like that. I think that's just brilliant, and I wanted to, just kind of like ramble about it for a minute, I guess. So, anyways, today we're going to be bringing back an old meta dominant force, really, in a mid-range deck that is primarily featuring Target, with a slight splash for Demacia for strike spells primarily, and sharp sight as well. Only spells. Single combat, sharp sight, a couple of copies of Concerted Strike, and then a one-off of Judgment represent our, is that a total of 9 actually? Yes, math. Represents our Demacia splash onto this Target heavy deck that is a mid-range deck with Daybreak synergy, as you know, Daybreak decks are pretty easy to build in that regard, as we have Solari Soldier on turn 1, we got Solari Sunhawk and Shieldbearer on turn 2, into Solari Priestess, Leona, Solari Sunforger, which really helps us out, especially against the likes of Poppy Ziggs, as not only do we get the lifesteal, but also allows us to trade into the Poppy as well. Of course, Draven, if you're playing a Leona deck, you have to play Draven because having Daybreak all the time is really relevant, especially in the later stages of the game. As then we got a Kilps Dragon to ramp into Aurelion Sol. We actually saw a version of Leona in Europe Masters recently. I don't recall the country that brought it, but they brought a version without Aurelion Sol. I'm not sure what the other unit, or what the other champion rather, was. But it definitely wasn't Aurelion Sol, and the big problem with the deck was that it didn't really have a snowbally late game, right? Like, it actually got outvalued by its opponent, and I think it was another mid-range. I think it was Aksha and Sivir, to be fair. Like, they just got outvalued because they weren't able to snowball into anything because they were lacking, you know, the Aurelion Sol package, right? And we're bringing that. I don't really believe, I don't buy it, that Aurelion Sol is just all of a sudden absolutely terrible because aloof travelers exist. I think aloof travelers can have a big impact by discarding your Aurelion Sol, but if you run cards like Dragon's Clutch and just the right amount of dragons in the late game, alongside Eclipse Dragon's ability with Nightfall to generate even more crazy value, you're not really going to get outvalued and ultimately lose your win condition to just aloof travelers alone, unless it's a specialized aloof travelers deck, which is extremely rare and just meme worthy, right? So Aurelion Sol is still pretty solid, despite what people say. I've been playing with him, and he puts in the work, and this late game dragon package is able to match everything. Like, the fact that I can go toe-to-toe with Sion Draven and their endless value with the Twin Blade Revenants says a lot, right? And I'm just really happy. I also really happy to include him because I also like the one-off of Judgment a lot. This card is extremely threatening with Aurelion Sol and the Spell Shield, also with my big-ass units as well. One of the perks, and the main reason why we're splashing Demacia for strike spells, is because we have really big units, especially on the latter portions of the game. Eclipse Dragon, all these guys with Fury just get bigger, and there's very little things that actually survive hits from these things, which makes a card like Single Combat extremely powerful in a build like this one. And then I want to give a big shout outs to Solari Sunhawk, because this card is really strong in this meta. It does good stuff everywhere. Against aggressive decks, it can stun Poppy or Ziggs, etc. Against slower decks with Sion, you can just stop Sion from attacking. Against Field of Rush, you can play this with a leveled up Leona on board, by the way. You can actually stun 2 different... I've actually done this, by the way. I'm not sure if it was on my off-camera match, because I actually had one game off-camera with this deck against Field of Rush, and I won, right? And I believe I did play Solari Sunhawk with Leon on the board, and I managed to stun both units developed by Field of Rush, which is pretty fun. But I'm not sure if that was in that game or it was actually in the recorded game. I don't want to spoil anything, but I got some pretty cool matchups today. Very diverse when it comes to deck types, and also some of them pretty long, because this is a bit of a slow deck, to be completely honest with you. Like, we take a while, like, to win. We're working for that Aurelion Soul late game, right, in which we resort to all sorts of different, like, late game bomb Celestials, and that's basically how we approach things. I also really like the star shaping because it contributes towards our late game game plan, while also giving us a little bit more extra health gain. Solari Stormforger is also amazing with strike spells. Again, another reason to play strike spells, and another reason to play Solari Stormforger with Demacia. That's why we mainly see this card with Demacia, because single combat, Concerted Strike, and even Judgment become immensely good when you pair that with a 5-power lifesteal unit. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about the deck. It's pretty straightforward, and I think I explained all there is to it, so I'm gonna let the games speak for themselves. Hopefully you guys enjoy. If you do, leave a like, because that helps out my channel. It helps out my videos reach out to more people and things and stuff. And yeah, that would mean the world to me. But it is a free world, so you can do whatever the hell you want. I just hope you enjoy the games, you enjoy the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Wow, really? Okay. Well, that's our first opponent. My Ode creation. All right, let me actually... What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my deck. I'm going to get all the information I need. All right, a bunch of spell. Okay, so freeze effects, which we're just going to keep the Solari Shield Bearer for now. Avalanche is something we got to take into account. Omen Hawk could happen here.
Raise your weapon, Sunwood.
Iceville Archer is a thing here, but I'm gonna force him to have it. Otherwise, I'm threatening 5 damage, and I can still like attack. If it's Iceville Archer, I can still attack with this, and not for a trade. Just gonna do Daybreak things, you know. Play my Daybreak cards on card. There it is. Mom spaghetti. All right. Trade. Nice. I'm really happy by this trade because it takes away value from his border wipes. Me having two health units on the board isn't great, especially when I'm gonna follow up with a third. And okay, so Falling Comet is actually really good. As much as I would just like to play the Traveler, because honestly that would be pretty ideal. There's no ramp. But having the ability to just wipe out Tom Kent is really important. Because there's no way this, like, my deck can't handle, like, removal like this and Vengeance, which is very limited in the meta right now. I mean, there's many morph, right? But we have to prioritize that because our Demacia-based removal is not really reliable here. Alright, I'm gonna make use of you, though. Just thin my deck. And otherwise I would be burning 1 mana there. So... this can also destroy a Howling Abyss as well. Support. I could just go for a Star Shaping.
My diet is expensively unique.
If it doesn't wish to attack, I'll burn this mana. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. I want to maximize my health gain. It's gonna be a long while since I run out of gas, so I may as well take Destroyer.
Appetizers of plenty.
Okay, there's Leona, which will level up. But then he can play the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna pass.
A true Freljordian will.
Okay, so he plays the Icevale Archer, which means no Howling Abyss this round, which means
the dawn has arrived. To shine like the sun, you must
burn like that. Animate Leona. Online.
The sun's splendor Wonder revealed.
You gotta be a little bit more reactive with this deck. I think he jumped the gun a little bit with that Ice for Archer, though he wants to spread out, which makes sense. Alright, so we can definitely expect some form of freeze, but we may as well force it out of him, right? Like, we know we're gonna get an answer here, but we may as well get that freeze out of him now. Or the Troll Champ.
Excuse my impertinence. Oh, I don't require a menu.
Arrows at the ready.
I can take this, it's fine. Oh. Someone's going for a big hit. Alright. Well, calm it away. Because he doesn't have the mana to Three Sisters into Entomb now, which is the only possible way to navigate around that. And now, probably should just play you. I mean, this keeps my Concerted Strike option open, and I really like that.
Daylight everlasting.
Salvage. Howling Abyss is problematic.
Behold the sun's holy light.
But at the same time, it's a big tempo sacrifice, and we can punish it if he... I'm gonna play around Troll Gifts. He could have modified the deck and removed them, but I'm gonna play as though they have them. Get a nice hit there. Alright.
First we fight. We should be friends. Back, unbeliever.
I'm gonna go with a Sharp Sight, force a Frostbite out of him. But if he does go for a Frostbite, then that means that he doesn't get the Poro out. There's a Troll Gifts. I think we have to go with you. Can only Fury the North once, which means we're out of range. Anyways, we're surprise lethal here. Are we really that worried about Braum?
Strike while the planets align.
I think we can handle this. Three Sisters into Entomb.
Sunlight blinds.
We could just play the Scourge, to be honest. Like I'm seriously considering that.
It is easy, see?
No reason not to lead off with this.
Clad in shining sunlight. Glorious light rains down.
Again, I know the deck. I know its struggles. We're gonna scourge it up.
I've been propagating quite the appetite.
Unwavering strength.
Let's get it. Look at that power! safe to assume he has some freezes going on. There's one. Alright.
Delectable. Sometimes icy hot just needs warm spot.
I mean, you should be committing at this point.
Daylight is unrelenting, but not eternal.
Sheer muscle, baby. We got that sharp side in the back, which we'll be targeting onto this, by the way, because it'll make his frostbite weaker. He went for the elixir of iron. Did he miscalculate or something, or is he rethinking his things here? Uh-oh, clock's ticking. I think this man. I think he has a three sisters. He has a three sisters. He can frostbite something, which means I'm gonna let this go through. Be like, oh, you missed lethal. Not exactly. I guaranteed Braum doesn't level up, and I also nullified his potential freeze, as we know that he may use it to combine it with acquired taste, and we have answers for that. That's very slow. That came a bit too late. Because now I don't really care if he frostbites something and he eats it. My Aurelian Soul is just too big. We'll level up, and that's just pretty much a win, no matter what. Why not?
Your favorite star.
I created it. My star. Leona looks so angry. But I like the art. And that massive shield. You can take the shield to school, by the way. Like, I really... Like, she's eating with it. She's actually eating. So she's eating, but she has like this huge shield on her side. Can't he just like put that away? That just seems really, really annoying. Like, imagine just sitting at a cafeteria with like a huge massive shield on your left arm, and you have to eat with your... How do you even carry the tray? Your shield is your tray. I'd like to look into the lore. I like for them to make an actual anime out of this. We need some answers. We have sharp sight in case there was some surprise elusive. Like I said, this deck, like I'm looking at it, and right now there's no like direct damage except for Blighted Ravine, which does not kill us. Oh.
The constellations
Bow to me! You know, I could get cheeky and just play all these for free. You know, that'd be nice. But I think we're in a good enough position to open attack here. 1 health. And Scourge. I think we're good. Should have dragged the Mighty Poro technically because it has a higher health stat, but you know, I think I can afford a little bit of I can afford some misplaying here. Okay. I guess he left.
You've been wonderful, as have I.
No Loose Travelers feels good. Feel the rush. This is a scary matchup because we're not very quick, and Feel the Rush can outmuscle us. It's funny because while playtesting, I actually beat this deck, but that's because they didn't draw Feel the Rush. So we're gonna hope for that same strategy again. I mean, it's a pretty nice curve. It's just lacking on 1-drop, but I'm gonna keep this in. Sorry, somehow can help.
Unyielding light.
Now I could open attack here, but I know they have ramp, right? So I'm actually gonna lead off with you, and I'm gonna pick up the Falling Comet because it allows us to remove, you know, their champions. So it's just a very, very straightforward pick. And now we're gonna pass because we're not gonna play into Catalyst the Veons there. We're gonna make him burn that mana. They could have an Avalanche, but I still gotta play on curve.
Daylight breaks on the battlefield. Bask in the light's radiance.
Avalanche, there it is. Good for us. Leona's got that thick health stat, you know, probably due to the massive shield she eats with. And now we're gonna Raven.
Daylight everlasting.
I am the bulwark against darkness.
Yeah, we get a removal. Like this actually does the same thing as Falling Comet, actually. That's pretty neat. If he plays Trundle on curve, then we can just attack with Raven. They just go with that instead. I want to keep my Leona healthy, but I also want to push damage. So I guess he's not building up for another avalanche there.
Welcome to the tipsy hour.
Alright. No ramp still. They're at 9. They can ruin it now. It's very important to note their ability to ruinate. Hilarious.
Ours is the one true light.
Glorious light rains down.
He can ruinate. He can definitely ruinate. But that also takes away his champion. So we're actually fine with this. We get to play early in Sion next round. I'm gonna take the Immortal Fire. What about Cosmic Inspiration? Let's think about this. Next turn we're gonna have 9. We can play Leona. A lot of units. But I don't have as many.
The cosmos will collapse eventually.
I think Cosmic Inspiration. I mean, it may be really. I'm gonna take the Cosmic Inspiration.
Your favorite star.
I could. I could have single combated this. Despair. All right. I mean, that's 3 cards onto 1. So we net some pretty decent advantage there.
The power of the immortal sun. Sunlight blinds.
All unbelievers will see the light.
Feel the sun's glory.
What will you have?
Now, even if they have Feel the Rush, we have the ability to counter the attack with the Hawk. Back from the hand. Alright. Alright, we're ready.
The sun's splendor revealed.
Look at that. 2 drop counter, baby. Oh boy. Look at this.
My faith protects me.
He's already played 1 Ruination. Still ruinate. Can we get a good enough hit here?
Strength.
Okay, so he has one blocker with Joe's Sears. This is 8. 8 plus 5, 13. I'd rather kill the Ice Pillar. We stunned both of them. I think he didn't realize that when he passed. He's like, oh, okay, I get to attack anyways.
Written in the heavens.
To be fair, it's been a while since anybody's actually played the, I even forgot the name. The Mind Splitter, the Infinite Mind Splitter. Used to be like really, back when, you know, Call of the Mountain days, it used to be at the top of the meta. And it turns out it's still a pretty damn good card. Let's go for another one. All right. Draven Sion. It's gonna be a fun matchup, I think. Solaris Sunforger feels important. I'm only gonna weigh these two. I'm gonna keep the Sunforger. Because the lifesteal, because one of the ways I lose this match is just by getting raced down. I would have liked to see at least a 2-drop here. But I mean, carry over my Spellman at the first couple of turns is not terrible. Oh man, I would love to see a Solari Shield Bearer. Oh my god, you got no idea. Come on, come on, come on, baby. Oh, that's pretty good. Even though this card is very good for Sion, we have a lot of tools for Sion. Before I don't draw any more of them. I could have very well just jinxed myself to be honest. We're going to attack first. Oh, I love seeing that trade. Holy crap. That's one headache less.
Time for the main event.
Alright. Let's Priestess. I actually don't mind Meteor Shower.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
This particular scenario, it can be pretty key. It can allow us to eliminate these two.
Time for the moneymakers. Axes coming right up.
Get that health back. He could have a survival instinct. I'm gonna try.
Draven down.
Look, a thing.
Elle, that's not ours.
To be expected.
Our strength is forever at its zenith.
Blessed daylight surrounds you.
Rock march.
Go away.
Alright, 2 for 1 trait. Oops. Alright. You could have another Mystic Shot, but I don't know if that's really a good target. The idea is next round we can Raven into Solari Soldier anyways. Oh, that gives us a good blocker for that unless he's willing to generate that. I want to keep this for later now. I want to get that health back though.
Our strength is forever at its zenith.
Blessed daylight surrounds you. Back, heretic.
Proud warriors of the sun's true light.
It's fine.
Shine like the sun, you must burn like it! The power of the immortal sun. The sun's splendor revealed.
The sun rock got me good.
Discipline and conviction.
Anything else?
No mercy for heretics. Proud warriors of the sun's true light.
The strength of the sun and my faith are one.
Sunlight blinds.
He has no more axes, which means he can't generate this Twin Blade Revenant at burst speed. Which means this Concerted Strike removes the blocker that trades into my Sunforger, so I can actually just gain my maximum health back. And also threaten some strong damage here.
Party has arrived.
I hate parties.
This is gonna hurt for you.
Okay, this could be a... I mean, he knows I could have a single combat.
Now we're cooking. Hey, buddy, what you doing?
Maybe I played the both Ravens very aggressively. Okay.
Anything else?
Because missing out on Raven is definitely hurting here.
The guilty will pay. Sunwet.
Sunlight guide you, my brethren.
What once was two, now is one.
I have to be careful of like double get excited to... I mean, he needs double pings on this, but also Ravenous Flock can trigger it. I mean, now we know he's gonna top deck a Draven, so this is like my best opening to play Aurelion Sol here.
Your favorite star. I created it.
Eons old and still no manners.
I'm gonna take the Scourge because in this sort of matchup, it's the kind of card that just finishes a game. Having single combat would make me feel a little bit more at ease, but Concerted Strike allows me to survive next round, I believe. Even though Sion is very dangerous. Charger, alright.
My, how they stare. Death follows.
Let's see what he challenges. Double Challenger here. It's important to note. Okay, that's a good target. Some axe. Yeah, I'm out of play. Alright, so that's how you're doing this. Okay. Alright, well, we know what we gotta do.
Believe or burn.
You must be very important.
Problem is we can't stun anymore.
Let nothing stand in your path.
I'm gonna play Spotlights on Hawk because I want to have both Concerted Strike and Sharp Sight enabled.
I have the best job.
I'm gonna bluff a Judgment. Why doesn't, like, sometimes Concerted Strike works and sometimes it doesn't. I was really worried that he would be able to
You are beneath me.
figure me out here, but now he has 2 axes. But that would mean that he has he discards his entire hand here.
Time for the moneymakers.
All right. I need something here that can be played alongside these. Okay, there's a single combat. I have to play a Scourge. Because the big ass challenger, and with single combat I can survive an attack here. I'm worried about, obviously I'm worried about a Sion.
Now we're cooking. You suck.
Anything else?
I need that to not be lethal here. I need that to not be lethal. Oh, okay. Alright. Okay.
First light illuminates the land. Glorious light rains down.
I can't really survive an open attack otherwise. I can, but it forces me to just completely tap out, and I'm gonna take the gamble. Like, if he top decked lethal, he did. But I gotta bank that's not the case. Okay, we're holding back. Guess we have no reason to keep attacking into this. We have the ability to Solaris Sunforger here, but they're gonna go in, which makes sense. Whew, all right. Could go for the health gain. I should go for you. I gotta take away the unit with the highest health stat, and I gotta attack with overwhelm on everything, and I gotta try to kill him here. I'm going deep in. He's got very weak blockers. He has the ability to Whirling Death me if that were the case. That's one hell of a hit. How are you gonna stop this? Ah! Oh, baby, let's go! Let's go! Oh my god, that was beautiful. Dude, that was like the longest game of my life. And that was just the best ever. I have no words. I am literally speechless as we're just climbing. I can't make this video any longer. Like, you know, I literally can't. I got volleyball in an hour, and, you know, it's already 53 minutes of recording, so I don't want to give Gabby like something too big. But god damn, this deck did great. And we even beat Aloof Traveler, so that feels awesome. Yeah, I got to showcase Leona and anime and everything. I still haven't named the deck, but I'll figure that out now. And yeah, like the Infinite Mind Splitter put in the massive work. So much for Targon being underpowered, right? Yeah, that's where I'm going to leave with that. I never thought I would be so excited about playing a Leona deck. It's just going full circle here. Regardless, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the games. Leave a like if you did. I'll see you guys tomorrow.